Hello everybody, hello, happy Monday, Monday the 8th of January, 1/8/2024, 188. Ooh, it's got to be some kind of portal thing, huh? All right, so today there's a lot of news coming out, and I was thinking about the news, what we watch, what we look at. The news feed I got was, oh, this is big news. And so for some reason, I flashed on my camera systems that I used for underwater. And I would grab a lens, and it was my macro lens to make things big. So I'd go look at something really little when I didn't have glasses, when I could find the little critters. And I'd go shoot something really little and blow it up really big. Like, oh, that's cool. And I think that's kind of what we're doing with this stuff. So I'm going to take a look at that weekly stuff at the end of the video. But today I also wanted to look at, there's a lot of good things happening in the world. And for the planet. And so I want to just throw some things out there that are good, positive things. Not really read on them, just throw them out so that we can go, oh yeah, it's not all negative. It's not all BS. Speaking all negative BS, some of the good things that somebody said is, hey, we're going to avert a U.S. government shutdown because Schumer and Johnson agreed to a tentative deal for spending. And not that it's going to be smooth sailing. We'll see how it goes. But they were talking about almost $800 or $900 million for the defense spending, and then $700 million for the rest. I'm going, oh my gosh, this is so backwards. It's so skewed. It's like we're building all these weapons to destroy the planet, yet we're not putting enough money in to rebuild, to keep us from the destruction. I mean, we have a huge immigration problem. And wouldn't that be solved in many ways if we can help the planet, help those nations keep their people in their homeland? I mean, for me, I would not want to have to move to another country because I couldn't eat. I would rather live in my country and make the decision to move based on something else besides, I'm afraid I'm going to get killed. I'm afraid. Now, if Trump gets in office, I may leave. Certainly my wife is going, yeah, out of here. All right. Let's take a couple of look, and what else am I going to look at? 359. I'm going to look at some ET stuff because a subscriber asked me if I saw that thing on January 1st down in Miami where there was a great big alien. Well, she didn't say anything about it. And I go, Miami, was there a bomb threat? Was there this? Was there that? So I go look at it, and it was a big blue alien that I think she was talking about. I think. So anyway, let's just take a look at all this news that's coming in, all the wars that just drive me, all the little news, all the big news. And before I get into the general reading, what's really important, the big scheme of things, is to get people out to vote And the second thing for me that I want addressed soon, gun safety. It can be anything, just get the ball rolling. The big thing was an RA guy. He stepped down, and another guy, second in command or third or whatever, I don't pay that much attention to it. He is, he started spilling the beans or something. I don't know. He came out and said, yeah, some kind of fraud, money laundering thing. So the NRA is kind of dissolving a little bit. The money's not flowing in. So that's a good thing, but I still would like a little more gun safety. I'm not saying that's where we end. I'm saying that's where we start. All right, let's take a look at what the Galactic Heritage deck has to say. I'm going to pull 3 cards from this, and then I'm going to use my True Black deck to see what is the ET community want us to say. And when I talk about the ET community, we wrap that in an image of what we can believe in. So do we wrap them in an angelic form? Do we wrap them in a blue being form? Do we wrap them in light? I mean, they vibrate at a different rate than we do. So it's some of us, it's hard to see, feel, sense, but we're becoming more aware, certainly. So what do they have to say about the world where we are at this time? Their time frame is totally different than ours. So let's see what they get. Oh. What does the Galactic deck want us to say? One world. Community. The association of worlds. We think in our world, our planet, and we've created these logical barriers, very reasonable barriers, boundaries. And, well, they are. You stay there, we stay here. We have this boundary that we set up. And the galactic forces, the angelic forces, are saying, where's the community in your world? You have the logic and reason of making these boundaries, building a wall. That's logical, sure. Well, according to my brother, it is. Yeah, but all that's going to change. And these 2 cards, community and change, they're parallel universes. And I talked about this on Sunday, where you get to shapeshift a little bit. You get to create your own reality. If you can imagine a better way, and not the perfect way, because we're not going to get there with our logical and reasonable brains. We'll always go, oh, well, I missed a step. But if we can just imagine a different way, a better way, with no borders. And sometimes we'll go, well, I can't imagine that for the whole world. Okay, well, let's just, in the U.S., and I'm going back to my hillbilly brother, this is his idea, let's just make it one America. And now he was talking about Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. He goes, let's just open the borders up and back and forth, just one big country. One brand of beer, that's what he said. I just heard him. Then he wouldn't have to make a decision, because he waffles a lot. What do I do? Do I do this? Do I do that? Goes back and forth. Can't make a decision. So if there's just one beer on the planet, He wouldn't have to make a decision. All right. What does the True Black deck have to say about this? The reason I picked the True Black deck was, number one, it was on my desk. It's on the table. And I was going to put it away, and I go, no, this is a combination of earth and space and sky. It's not like my earthly tarot decks. I have one that I can't, what's the name of it? Hang on. Brady Tarot. That is such an earthy deck. This deck, it's ethereal. It's out there. It's like got so many different crazy ideas and imagery with it. So both earthly and ET-ish. First card I get, the Queen of Swords. When I look at this card, it seems balanced. It seems balanced with swords. 2 swords. Is there a cat here? Oh, that's wrong card. I'm thinking of one. I have to transpose these into Rider-Waite sometimes, or sometimes I like to. But anyway, this Queen of Swords, it's almost like justice. It's almost like, what sword do you take for retribution? And I was thinking about this, where it's like, you bomb me, I'm going to bomb you. Well, we're going to make $900 billion worth of weapons, defense things, so that we can keep peace on the world. It needs a change. That's too much logic and reason. That is way too 3D. So this balance with swords, 4 of Swords, is going to make us sick. It's like it's not working. Retreat, rest. And it's also causing a whole lot of worry. This is, I don't know if you can see it, the 9 of Swords. And it's like, what are we doing? We're killing off the white rabbit. Oh, killing off the white rabbit. I know, you guys are thinking that song. There's a flat picker guitarist, Molly Tuttle. And she's phenomenal. And she was up on stage, her and her band, in pajamas. Can you imagine? Unbelievable. And she was singing White Rabbit. Hee hee. All right. Let's take a look at, since we're doing the galactic thing, and we were looking at weapons of destruction and things like that, here's a little tidbit. The earliest version of MS-DOS computer program, so when I started out in personal computing, I was working for a company in Colorado called NBI. And this guy would created a program, and he went to patent the program. And the patent office says you can't patent a program or something, a formula or something. And he goes, okay, you got to come up with a name. He goes, okay, NBI. And they go, well, what's that? And he goes, nothing but initials. It's kind of like a Elon Musk slap in your face type thing. What are you guys doing? Logic and reason change. Okay. So this was a word processing company, and these word processors were like 10 grand at the time. And then they came out with a personal computer on MS-DOS. And I could not wrap my head around it. I finally have, but so they found these floppy disks, 8-inch floppy disks, which I used to use in the word processing machine. And I'm thinking about MS-DOS. I'm thinking about AI. I'm also thinking that the nuclear arsenal of the U.S. is run on floppy disks. Really? It's run on floppy disks. According to one thing that I read, I didn't go into it anymore. And I go, well, what about security? The next sentence said, and it's actually more secure. You would think, because people don't have floppy disks anymore. Well, some presidents still have floppy disks. And I'm not thinking of Biden. Well, he probably, but I was thinking of the other former guy. And Putin, does he have floppy disks for his arsenal? What's the matter with me? Why does my brain go there? Why does my logic and reason go there? All right. So, is our nuclear arsenal safer on floppy disks? And what I heard is, yeah, because they won't work. They're floppy. It's not going to work. Push a button, it's not going to work. Really? That'd be awesome for the nuclear arsenal. All right. Moving on. 10 of Pentacles. Oof. Let me just keep going with this because I wasn't getting a... Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me drop it down so y'all can see. So I got, is our nuclear arsenal safer with floppy disks? And I got, we're moving on. Here's a 10 of Pentacles. 10s are completion. So, but this is family, this is money being spent, this is $100 billion being spent on the nuclear arsenal, and they're still running on floppy disks. Are you kidding me? It's being stabbed in the back. This to me is like dead technology, and I didn't get that the floppy disk is dead technology so much as the whole nuclear arsenal is going to end up being stuck in the ground. We're moving to a simpler time. And is this, so where is this idea coming from? The Galactics? A little deviation here. When you go up into Shasta, Mount Shasta, and certainly Dr. Gale has seen a ton of these things. You go up to Mount Shasta, and there will be these lenticular clouds. And I talked about, we even have some down here where I am over the power plant, and I go, oh, that's weird. You hardly ever see lenticular clouds here. Every now and again. And they could be hiding spaceships. A lot of people say yes, they're being cloaked. Is that a spaceship giving us a new way, a new emotional way, an Ace of Cups, a new emotional start to this nuclear arsenal? And then I got the Wheel of Fortune. There is, and again, it's a number 10. 10's completion. This is not like the World card completion, but this is Still another completion card. It's a spinning card. We have things that are on top and then they're going to be on the bottom. That they're on top and then they're going to be stabbed in the back. We are moving on, I think, to a new community. This is a family community, to a new community, a new way of being with our nuclear weapons. Okay, let's take a look at some of the good things that are happening. I know I'm getting a little long and I'm not going to be able to timestamp this. I'm sorry, but some of the good things. So we had the climate COP 2028, and a lot of people, including me, were bagging on it, saying Saudi Arabia is doing this. It's the country that is pumping more money into oil. They want to, that's their thing. And maybe they have a different thing that I don't know about. Thing. That's what they say in Texas. Thing. Speaking of Texas, Susan Lynn's going to come on the show. Whoa! That's going to be fun. Fun, fun. I haven't read with her since like the beginnings of my YouTube experience. We'll see how far she's grown. All right. Some of the good things. So we got that 2028 COPA climate change, and it was like, oh, they're not doing enough. They're not doing this. They need to address that. We're not doing that. Some of the really good things that are going on. We have more solar than ever before. The U.S. is, Joe Biden, thank you, Joe, is cutting down on the methane production. So even though we're producing more oil than ever, Biden says we need to cut down on the methane production. When I think of that, I mean, there's such a huge amount of methane that's in the ocean floor. There's out near Santa Barbara, you can just see it bubbling up. In the poles, when the ice melts, there's a lot of trapped methane there. In cows, there's a lot of methane in there. In my wife, oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? Okay. We talked about this before with cows and factory farming versus grass-fed, more sustainable. And I know some of you vegetarians and vegans and animal lovers are saying, let's just stop eating meat altogether. Yeah, it's going to be a slower process, though. I think we will. I think we are going to get there, but it's going to take a while. And maybe it's... Anyway. China is reducing its carbon emissions, and it should be... it's in decline now. It's not just neutral. It's in decline from the article that I read. EVs, we're getting new EV technology, cars, planes, new batteries, new ways to create better batteries for the planet. So many good things that are happening that we don't focus on. We focus on the little bad things that are kind of big, but let's focus also on the good things. Keep those in our mind so that we can build on the good things. Okay. Let's look at the ETs, and then I'm going to get into politics. The House Oversight Committee is going to be getting another briefing. This is from the article that I read, and I'm trying to find out dates, and I really couldn't, but I just got it in my news feed, so I'm hoping, I don't know. Either way, we're not going to know. I'm going to read some cards on it. But the House Oversight Committee is going to get a briefing on unidentified anomalous phenomenon, UAPs. I still like UFOs better, but it's going to be closed door, so again, public won't be privy to them. Privy. We had a privy in Missouri. Privy to them. Ay, ay, ay. Why do they have a moon on outhouse privies on the door? I know, to let the gas out, but is it to let the UFOs in? Why would they even want to go in there? Okay. Wonder what's that? Why am I thinking of that when I'm shuffling the cards? Okay. Also, I want to look at the Miami Mall on January 1st. There was a great big ET that was reported there. There was also a fight where there was a bunch of cops that went into the mall, and so there was a lot of blue lights flashing. And somebody made the correlation, blue lights, aliens, light, big light from above. And so I'm thinking, are aliens attracted to police blue lights? What can you tell us about Miami, January 1st? The reported sighting of ETs. This card, these two cards flew out. 3 cards. Leap of faith, leaving home. What's that say? Blind enthusiasm. Okay. Leap, leaving home, blind enthusiasm. So, if what I pull out of this is that these blue lights, okay, going into the soul contracts of things, these people came into Earth, these beings, energy forms, came into Earth, go, oh, hell no, don't like it here. So they were leaving Earth. They took a leap of faith to get down here and go, yeah, I can deal with this. I can deal with all the BS, all the crazy. And then they get down here and they go, oh, hell no. And they left home. They just had blind enthusiasm. Yeah, let's go. We can help. We can help. Let's take that leap of faith. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, hell no. Or they're coming in. They're coming in. And that would be, what do they call that when? Transplant? Not transplant. When you have somebody that is leaving the planet and then you have another entity, an ET coming in and taking the body and saying, I'll take over from here. What is that called? I forget. Okay. Anything else my cards want to say about this ET experience in Miami? Blue light special in the mall. Because there was a bunch of teenagers that got into this big fight, and that's why the cops showed up. So did one of them leave? And then did one of them end up being close to death, and then another energy form come in and say, I'll take over from here? Very interesting. Is that what happened? Masculine principle, pioneering spirit, unconditional love. I'm getting yes. I'm getting yes. That's what happened. So, it was a guy. It was a boy. said, yeah, I'll do it. 11 master number. Yeah, let's just jump in there and do this. Why would you do this? Because the galactic beings are part of the law of one, unconditional love. We get to choose what we believe. Do we have too much logic and reason? I don't know, I think so. I know for me, I do. Oh my God, I think way too much. And this has been part of my journey, is to, especially on this, in this awareness. When I think back on my reawakening to my psychic gifts, and when I even say that, I see myself as the Eight of Swords, just surrounded by all these barriers that I put up. I can go forward. I can walk out of those barriers, but I choose to sit in there. I have all these loose things tied around me so that, I think I can't move, but I can. So when I think back on when I've got this deck of tarot cards, Page of Cups, and I'm listening to messages from unexpected sources, going, what the hell is that? What am I crazy? Talking to fish? Meanwhile, I would go talk to fish underwater all the time at that time. I'd be diving probably every week, talking to fish with my macro lens, making the little critters big. Come on out of your hole. Let's take a picture of you. Fringe head blennies. Those are funny looking. And then they go, well, look at you, all dressed in rubber. You look pretty funny too. All right. Yikes. Okay, where are we going with this? I was going to pull something with the Rider-Waite. Is there anything else that the Galactic want to share with us? Was that the question? Let's just pull 3 and see. Writing in as a winner. Here's the Queen of Cups. So when I was thinking back on the Queen of Swords, that Queen of Swords, I think, does have a cat. Now I gotta look at it again because I'm getting all mixed up. We're riding in as a winner. There is a secret in this Queen of Cups, much like talking to fish. And then here we have the message coming from an unexpected cloud. Could be an ET cloud. Okay, let's move on. 33 minutes. Let's go back to that floppy disk. When I was back in LA a week ago, my old neighbor is working on AI for Microsoft. He says, I wish I would have had, he doesn't know I do this, obviously. He says, if I had recorded 3 words from you using your voice, just give me 3 words, I can make you say anything in any language. I went, anything? He goes, I can have you reading the Constitution. I'm like, what? I'll have you reciting Shakespeare, any language, just from 3 words. And I went, holy crap. And I go, what are you using this for? And they're using it for navigation purposes in cars. That's what they say. And I went, oh, I don't know. Last time I talked to him about this, he said that there were protections in place. But, oh my God. What does the Galactic have to say about AI? Leap of faith, blind enthusiasm, living in the now. Okay, let me clarify it with the 5 cent, because maybe I didn't shuffle enough and I put the leap of faith and blind enthusiasm. Maybe I didn't stick them in the center of the deck. Living in the now, cetacean, dolphin, parallel. What does the Galactic say? And this is certainly galactic. What do they say about our AI evolution? Heartless, uncaring. This is the King of Cups reversed. Unstable. Hardship. The 5 of Pentacles. Loss, worry. And the 3 of Wands reversed, which is obstacles, frustration, creative block. So as we are dealing with this infancy of AI, and we've been using this for a long time. We talk into our phones, text-to-speech, AI. And now we get more and more AI programs, chatbot, BT whatever. And we can have art being drawn by saying a few words. As we progress forward in this, it is it's important that we really pay attention to how we give our information out. Scammers wanting you to sign up for something that you think is going to be a benefit, and it turns out that it's not so much. I just got another scam text saying I won $10 million. I forwarded it to all my subscribers, that text. So when you get it, we can split it all. No. My dad, when he was getting older, he would fall for all those. And he would go to Western Union to wire, $100 to somebody to pay for shipping. Luckily, the Western Union woman who worked the desk there knew my dad, knew my sister-in-law, and said, "Your dad's here again. He just left. Here's your money." And I don't know what kind of trouble she could have gotten into, but she did the right thing. So just be really, really careful. Final card. What is the future of AI for humanity? What is the future of AI for humanity? Community. We're going to need to come together. But we are going through this Let me keep going because I'm not getting such a clear answer on it. Okay, I'm getting Arcturus transmission energy. 10 is completion. It also boils down to 1, which is something new. So it's the end of something, something new to something else. Let me drop it down. You can see. So I have community, birth and expansion, and common ground. So the future of this feels like at this time in this stream that it is going to bring something, it's going to bring us together as a community through some new technology, new birth and expansion, and it's going to give us a common ground. Certainly for our medical, AI is amazing at what it can do. But there is this Black League patterning with this, and there is this homesick for a simpler time. And it's asking us to call on the Arcturian energy transmission. And what, ooh. Okay, these cards won't even let me shuffle. We get the energy transmission that they want us to focus on is the Ten of Swords being stabbed into the back, but having somebody come out with the Sword of Truth, bringing us the Sun. Okay, so there's going to be some, if we focus on the negative, or we can focus on the positive, we get the Sun. So when we call on the Arcturian energy, call on it to bring us enlightenment, to bring us the sunshine. Oh, 41 minutes. I haven't even gotten into Mr. Pumpkinhead, and that's good. So let's just look at this a little bit. I'm just going to talk a little bit about it. So this week, in my news feed that I get from Joyce Vance, who I think is brilliant in how she writes things up, she was saying this week's main event, which it's not a main event. It's just not. But we focus in on, the main event. It's the BS event. I mean, it's important, but you know what I'm saying. They said the main event is Trump's immunity oral argument that's happening Tuesday in front of Chutkin, I think, and Fulton County. Monday, is that right? No, D.C. In Fulton County, defendants must file all their motions, that's today, and all their motions in lime, I don't know why they can't just speak English, lime. Anyway, and what that is tell us what you're going to talk about, and I'm going to let you know whether that's prejudicial, that's going to prejudice the jury or other people, whether it's relevant or not. So this is where all the defendants get to say, this is what this is our defense. And the prosecution, this is our prosecution. This is the information we're bringing. And it's all behind closed doors so that nobody can really hear what's going on. And that's a good thing because we don't really want to hear it. One of the defendants, Sean Still, a state senator, says, I want this pushed beyond the elections because I don't want to have a trial against me running while I'm in an election time. And I go, yeah, well, of course that makes sense. Why would you want to be faced with a trial, have to deal with a trial of being a fake elector when you are running for state senator? Nobody would want that. Maybe you shouldn't have been a fake elector. That would have solved a big chunk of your problems. What else? Thursday, New York City. This is Letitia James and Edgaron. And Letitia James, they're going to do oral arguments on Thursday back and forth on the evidence that was presented for the final say. And Letitia James said, yeah, fine. My final answer is I want Trump to pay $100 million more. And so I'm thinking, is that really the final answer? Well, certainly that wasn't the final answer in the E. Jean Carroll case, because they're going back for more. So that may happen too. What else? So all that news, oh, and the Trump rhetoric, it's just, oh, God. You know, I don't even want to read on it, but that's what's going on. And if you're in this late, thank you for being here. Trump is just going down. He's out of control. People are going to see that he's losing it. He's not making any sense. And some of these Republicans that are still hanging with him, they're just going down. So I'm trying to shuffle my 5-cent deck on this, and it just didn't want to shuffle. That was a good one. I can force it to talk to me. No, I can't. All right, y'all. Let's pull one to clear the energy. I'm going to use the True Black because it's the closest one to me. And this deck doesn't like to shuffle because the cards are so stiff. So stiff. None of that, what did I call it before? Floppy. No floppy cards with this True Black deck. One card. Just one card. What are we jumping up and down for joy over? Ooh, the Hermit. Can you see that? There we go. The Hermit. Look behind the Hermit's head. It's like full illumination. It's almost like the Sun card. And with this Hermit, it's suggesting to us to step away from the noise. I couldn't even do tarot. I mean, it wouldn't even shuffle the deck when I tried to read on the ugly noise. So step away from it, pick up a book, cover your head. And it looks like she's peeking out a little bit. Yeah, what do you got? What's going on? Just a little bit. And then shut it down. Go back into yourself, into the sunspot. Sunny place. Thank you guys for watching. This popped out. There we go. Peace and love, everybody. Bye.